Help me out.
I don't know. The stream is live. You're live.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. I guess that's our countdown clock, guys.
Yes.
I like Riverside a lot more. Just FYI, guys. It's better. StreamYard. All right. All right. Hi there. I'm Ken Rakowski. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us over at GPUVerse. It's a live dialogue. This is episode 8. I'm your moderator. My name is Ken Rakowski. I'm based in Dubai and in Bangkok. Currently, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand, which is an explosive area for blockchain and Web3. It's an amazing area. Today, we're going to dive deep into this fascinating topic. Ready for this? AI agents and blockchain, building an autonomous economy with decentralized computing. Yes, I know that's exciting, and we're going to make it incredibly exciting. What I like to do today is right away, before we even dive into the topic, I like you guys to meet each one of our panelists. And so what I'm going to do is this. I have a number in my hand between 1 and 10. I want you guys to guess what it is. Whoever's closest gets to go first. Go ahead, put
9.
it up on your fingers, guys. 9, okay, wrong. Next.
7.
7, wrong. Next.
3.
You were going. You're first. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi. First of all, it's great to be here with everyone. My name is Yusuf Jalloul. I'm the founder of Innova AI Solutions. What we're doing is we're focusing on developing enterprise AI solutions that can be deployed for the enterprise, for businesses to manage multiple agents at the same time. The solution is called Builder, and I'll be talking about it later on in more detail.
Awesome. Yusuf, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know. I'm not into karaoke that much, but
Just if you had to put it on, what would be that song?
Kryptonite.
Really? Kryptonite? I'm very impressed. There's not too many words in that, but I'm going to go with Kryptonite. I like that. All right. Kanji, you go next. Go ahead.
Hey guys, thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to be on this show. And my name is Kanji Lo, based in Melbourne, Australia. I am the AI marketing director of Synapse AI, and what we do is we help innovate and allow service professionals to leverage AI. And I do a lot of AI training as well, workshops all around the world, so in Asia as well as in Australia and New Zealand. And I also have been in the blockchain space since 2017. So very excited to be,
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Really? Wow. Yes. Okay, I can see that. Okay, guys, remember, right now, these two guys are going, man, we're the two last ones. We better come up with a damn good karaoke song. Amit, go ahead. You're next.
Awesome. So thanks, Ken. I'm Amit, based out in India and Singapore, building Grobio AI. So what we are building with the Grobio AI is we are building AI growth marketing intelligence tools for Web3. So think like how you can do all sort of a marketing with the multi-agent space with a safe and secure with decentralized. So that is it. And we have already built something exciting.
All right. You know what my next question is.
Yeah. So my favorite karaoke is We Could Be Hero by Eliso. So it's like always keep me pumping up kind of stuff.
So you've done it before, obviously. It seems like you've rehearsed it.
For what? Karaoke?
Yeah, Carrie, you've done it before.
No,
you have it. Okay, because we're doing karaoke later on.
I just participated, just following a bit. The main thing, I would say.
All right, our karaoke champion is last to introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Piyush Gupta. I work for Vultr. Vultr is a big privately held cloud computing platform, 32 locations around the world. And we do CPU and GPU. And recently the upside has been through the GPU, and that's the reason I'm here. And I run the business for Vultr for India, Middle East, and Asia Pacific. And we'll talk more about as we go along. Thank you. And thanks for inviting me.
And
the song which brings me to karaoke is Summer of '69 and November Rain. So these are my all-time favorites.
Wow. Summer of '69. Brian Adams.
I'm not 50s, but closer to where you are. So this makes me back in the time.
I love it.
Come from there.
Brian Adams, that's impressive. Summer 69. All right, so now we got the panel warmed up, guys. You got to meet our panelists who are dynamic. They're all over the world, which is really, really important. What I'd like to do is this. Let's kind of start with a conversation around what today do you guys think, since we really look at where GPUs are going, what do you think the biggest question is today? I'm not going to use the questions you guys submitted yet. Okay, so I want to ask right now, what is top of mind in your business? Top of mind in your industry? Amit, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
So I think the first thing first, the security and the privacy kind of stuff, which is quite important topic. And even though we was also discussing more about, because every day tons of agents is coming in a place. People are doing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, like, you know, the on-chain, off-chain in general. So the whole discussion point that I would literally want to participate and learn from you guys is how you can measure the whole security and the privacy. Especially we keep chatting with the whole AI agents, asking any kind of questions. So that is like the one of interesting concerns. And even though I'm also doing a bit research associated with the ZK proof kind of a model, exploring, doing a bit understanding, partnering with the ZK proof kind of stuff, and then how we can evolve day in, day out.
Joseph, I noticed you didn't even shake your head going, that's easy. Security, top of mind for me also. Is it or is it not?
Yes, I think I agree with Amit. It's security and sovereignty. A lot of companies are using cloud or legacy LLMs to do their work, and we've seen a lot of manipulation, a lot of attacks that are happening that are taking over entire systems just because the LLM is being directed through prompts and emails and messages. It's not even hard to hack them. So security and sovereignty, having a local cloud, having a private cluster, running your tools off a private cluster. It was very expensive in the past, but now I believe it's becoming cheaper and cheaper and more affordable, especially on the long run. So yes, that is the top.
Very, very top of mind. Guys, is that a limitation of the actual software or is it the platform when we come to security, especially LLMs? Is it the actual software and the code that's the problem? Kanji, what do you think?
I feel that a lot of it comes down to the compute and obviously what you feed into it, because what you put into AI is what you get out of it, right? So I feel like that's like the main thing. And obviously my role in this space is to ethically educate as well as, you know, implement as well with a lot of like clients, especially everyday users, because I feel like the misconceptions of AI is like, oh, like AI agents are gonna, you know, just do everything for us, but there's still a little bit of like human interaction and still some guardrails that we need to put up for these machines. So yeah, again, it's just making sure that everyone, you know, is not thinking that AI is going to solve everything. There's still a little bit of intervention there.
What does ethically educate mean?
For me, it really means like just helping them understand the implementation of AI, because you know, a lot of business owners that I work with, Ken, is that they think that it's just going to solve everything. So I'm just going to put AI on this and it's going to solve everything for me. But again, ethically educating them is just, you know, just telling them straight, like truthfully, like this might help you with your problem or this might not help you with certain things. So that's what I mean by ethically educate.
And Palush, what's on top of mind with you? Are you in the security side also, or is there something other?
We are on all sides, but more importantly, we are a platform provider. So we provide GPU, CPU, bare metal at the bottom. And of course, it has a lot of platform services at the top, which is network security as a vanilla service. And then through marketplace and other things, we have all the other services, including security. So the top of the mind for us is ever expanding demand and our ability to catch up. In the same breath, there is a twist here that on many sides, it is expected that you do speculative capacity creation and you don't know where the customer is. So this whole jumble of speculative versus firm on the capacity side, because it's expensive, real expensive, I'm telling you, be it any component of the AI. And this hardware and the data center which goes underneath and the connectivity is way more expensive. And a strategic decision. You get it wrong, you've got it wrong forever. Software you can replace, put a new one, or alter it, and this, that. So capacity planning, not enough. I mean, it should be enough and not oversized, and being accurate with this ever expanding market is a challenge. So we have to constantly be on the watch out of what to expand, where to expand, what to do, and so on.
So let me
Capacity
make sure-
management.
Capacity management. Is your base in Florida?
I am based, yeah, the company is based in Florida.
Based in
I am based
Florida,
in Mumbai. Yeah, yeah.
Right,
West
right.
Palm
I
Beach.
know that. So do you also think one of your biggest challenges is how do you differentiate yourself from the competition?
Our differentiation comes from very extremely price to performance, which we deliver. That is the hallmark of Vulture. And why I say this is not tactical discounting, but strategic construct of the product is such that it turns out to be economical. And you will have to allow me 2 minutes to tell you, this company is 22 years old, and it has
Wow.
always been a developer. So it's not a startup of yesterday or one of these neo clouds. So we don't like to be called neo cloud, and we are now in that big boys game, about to become hyperscaler. I will say I am, but that's okay. Now,
Okay.
this company is 22 years old, and in these 22 years, we have 220,000 paying customers who consume this platform every morning from 185 countries.
Oh my
And with
gosh.
zero sales, zero marketing, zero dilution of equity, zero outside capital, we crossed 100 million ARR mark around a few years back. And now with pin dilution of equity, we have raised capital through debt and equity. And AMD Ventures is a strategic investor in this company also, besides private equity, Lumina Capital. So at the back of this, we are here to expand further and expand further. And this company has 32 data centers around the world, including 3 in India. No
That's amazing.
hyperscaler has regions in India. We have 3. So we are small, but we are as good, top of the line, world-class AI provider.
That's amazing. I had no idea you guys were at that scale. And by the way, I like how you said zero several times. Zero
Yes.
budget, zero. It's all word of mouth. Is that what it is?
And I will tell you, outside of Vulture, only 4 companies in the world have done this: Slack, Atlassian, MailChimp, and SolarWinds. So we are the 5th company. And if you put one more matrix, profitability, I am really not sure how many were profitable throughout this journey.
It's very impressive. Great. I appreciate that. I want to go to Yosef, who's sitting there very content. I appreciate that. And still thinking about his karaoke song, which I can't wait till I'll go out singing later on. You, of course, have been very deeply involved in what's going on with AI innovation. And I'm wondering, as we talked about security in agents, you guys have built this thing called, is it called Builder? Is that correct?
Yes, it's called BLDR.
BLDR. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you pronounce it as BLDR or do you say Builder?
Sometimes this, sometimes that. But the idea behind it is that it reduces time to create AI agents. So kind of like TLDR. So it's a play on the word builder to BLDR. And did I lose you, Ken?
No, we we got the youngest one in front of us. Apparently, we're going to use his shot just to make us all look young.
Anji.
Excellent. So yeah. So
Exactly.
let me.
You know what I'm doing is, no, there you are. Now you're back. That was like intermission, by the way. That's what that was, intermission. But go ahead.
Okay. So what we do with Builder is we deploy it on an enterprise grade and allow companies to create multiple agents at the same time. So most of the deployments that we're seeing right now are single agent deployments for chat agents on the website front end. Even if we look at, let's say, Lovable, it's a very famous tool. It's a single agent deployment. What we do is we allow them to create agents without code, with plain English and just by prompting. So you can create an agent in less than a minute. The agent can be any type. So you have 3 types of agents right now. You have assistants. So ChatGPT is an assistant. You have autonomous agents, agents that go out and do things for you based on the role that they're given. So think of it like a trader that you put on the blockchain and it starts trading for you. And you have human-in-the-loop agents. So human-in-the-loop agents go, do the task, come back, and take approval to continue from the user. And we're seeing a lot of that in design tools and development tools.
It sounds amazing. Yosef, question for you. Can you show us it? design an agent for us right now. Can you share your screen and do it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see it. Impress us.
I wasn't prepared for this, so I'm
Of
just
course not. But that's why I want to do it, because it's even cooler by you doing it then, right?
Yep.
Look at, somebody's already he's interested in partnering with you. Look at that. I love that. So Roman, make sure you go over to Yosef's house. I'll get his address for you. What kind of food do you like? What's a really good? What's your ethnicity?
Me, Middle Eastern.
Like where? What country?
Lebanese.
Oh, come on. I used to live in Beirut. Best food, by the way. And remember, the first course is not the only course. First course.
No.
Oh God, no. It goes on and on and on. It's infinity.
Our first course is made up of 138, I believe, dishes, and it keeps going on because it's
crazy.
It's a mix
right.
of.
Come on, share your screen. I was trying to stall you so you could get ready to go. Come on.
I was logging in. Just a second. Share screen. Window.
I think, Ken, that's how people saying vibe coding kind of stuff as well. So it's like a vibe showcasing kind of stuff. Just do an impromptu showcasing whatever you guys building.
But it's cool, right? I mean, when you start to see somebody do something right on demand, it validates the model even more. So are we able to see Yosef's screen?
I think so.
Yeah.
But
you can see it? Because I don't see it. You guys see it?
Yeah, I can see all of you and myself.
No. But his screen.
No. That we are not seeing.
a bit slow.
Where are you right now, Yosef? What part of the world?
Sydney.
Oh, well,
But
you guys get good internet.
because I'm on live, the internet is a bit slow on my end, so the login isn't logging in.
So we have to believe you is what you're saying.
We can come back to it. Let it just load. Whenever you want to go live, something has to happen. Like this is
all the demos. Yeah.
Always
Every
right?
demo, right? That's why Steve Jobs was so good, right? Because even though things would mess up, it would still pass through. Okay, let's hold on to that. It's a zero code type environment. It's full prompt, and you're able to create multiple agents from it. It sounds fascinating to me. How do you generate revenue based upon that?
So it's an enterprise subscription based on agents and based on the automations that they want to apply. By the way, we have no-code automations as well. So you click and add the automation, and then the agent has it. And definitely, we set up the system, we integrate it into their platform. We do a full AI maturity matrix to see where we need to plug in the agents and the automations. What kind of agents are needed? Do they need voice agents, chat agents? We've done a lot of different experimentation, and the core feature that we have our own HTML generation engine. So you can talk to the agent and tell it, let's say we plug it into an e-commerce store, tell it to go, it'll sift through the products and then start displaying products with buttons so you can do fulfillment from inside the agents. And this is all a real-time experience. So there are no preset, there's no coding. You just tell it what to do, like display the products of the website, display this, display that, and it gets to work.
I'm always concerned when you start saying it's amazing, it's great. I feel like it's kind of like China. Do you know what Chinese copyright is? Copy, right? But that's Google. Google is the same way. If they like it, they'll steal it. And then you just said Lovable. They just made Lovable apparently. Yeah. A platform. So how do you protect your IP to make sure you can stay a leader in this space?
So it's very hard to maintain or to stay up to date with what's going on around the whole space, because today we're not only supporting one LLM, we're supporting a multi-LLM approach, and each LLM has a different approach. So if we look at Google has an A-to-A approach, whereas Claude has what you call it, I forgot the name. So today, when when the company wants to use Claude over Google, or they want to use an open source like Minimax or DeepSeek, we have to be able to stay up to date with those LLMs and have their compatibility ready in our system. So it's not an easy trick. to build a whole platform that can just take anything, and then you have agents talking together. We can have bias mitigation. We can have
Okay. I'm hearing you, but I'm looking I'm at how can you make his life easier? You're looking at, you've done on the blockchain. How can you make it so his business is going to move better?
Yeah, sure. So I think the thing that we are building in AI is mostly focusing more on the growth and marketing kind of stuff. As Yusuf was mentioning about, they're trying to do something lovable for lovable or cursor kind of a model where people can build like the no code tools. If they don't have idea about codes or etc., they can build a website or something like that. So similar stuff that we also trying to do for a marketing. So what happened in the whole marketing tech stack? Most of the bigger marketing companies who has like 100 million ARR, 200 million ARR, including Web 2 and Web 3, they are pretty typical old style Salesforce, HubSpot, simple kind of stuff as well. But if you see the whole ecosystems, there are lots of martech companies, new age AI first martech companies came in place. They're trying to automate all your marketing tech stack with the multi-agent models in the sense like, imagine your social media is handled by your agents, which is like creating a content, posting a content, engaging in your content, and then as much as you're gonna be engaged it, they can be a more or more your version kind of stuff as well. So that's how we are building, and that's how what we are supporting is obviously helping the whole marketing stack uh, to very lean, not spending too much amount of money and time and effort to juggling between 50 plus tools. For email you have to buy another's, for social you have to buy another's, for questing you have to buy another's, under one roof with full conversational method. You don't have to go and see in the diagrams or dashboards. You just go and chat, hey, can you just give me a last 7-day update of my Twitter? They'll generate the whole things, send this prompt, create in a PDF file, and then you can download it, send it to your team members, as simple as. And that's why we're trying to make it life very easier for any the co-founders, head of growth, head of marketing for any companies.
Okay, I got it. Kanji, I'm going to ask you this. Since you're an educator, really important. You're supposed to look at trends. You're supposed to look at what's going to be hot. That's part of education. Let me step back real quick and talk about a completely different industry, and then I'll roll it in this one. You guys have all heard the term longevity, right? Longevity, Dave Asprey, Brian Johnson. I think longevity is a fad. I think longevity will fit into the healthy living style later on. Everyone's jumped into longevity. I kind of feel right now AI is a fad, meaning everything's going to have AI into it. It's like spell check. Summer in '69 guy, man, he knows what old stuff is because he was probably there when WordPerfect was around. We're old enough to remember that. Spell check was amazing, and people would sell spell check as being, oh, wait, intermission, we got kanji again. Okay, we're back. Spell check was a big deal. Then it became part of everything. I'm wondering, are we heading in the same direction, Kanji, as AI is going to become part of everything, and it's not something that's a big deal anymore because we expect it?
Yeah, 100%. I actually feel as though it's kind of like when the computer was introduced, right? When the computer was introduced, you didn't have to use typewriters anymore. And it's the same thing when the internet came about, right? Obviously, there was a dot-com boom, and then, people were just investing in like websites that really didn't stack up to anything, right? So AI is pretty much the same. It's, again, in this phase where there's still a lot of early adopters, but then, we're going to be very immune to AI, output. So like, for example, you see like Sora 2 videos, you see like Veo 3 videos, you see all they quote unquote call it AI slop, right? But we'll be immune to that. We'll be immune to seeing video in that lens. And, I was talking to a client today, and we were kind of like, oh, is this AI or is this real? And then like, we can't really tell at the moment. So I will see probably in the next like year or so is that we actually might be coming back to basics in regards to how we do business, right? So like, having these sorts of conversations, going out networking, events, email, like things that make us, especially in the marketing space, things that make us us. and make us unique rather than, leveraging that with AI. And I feel with the generation that's, the Gen Alpha and everyone using like 6, 7 and all that kind of stuff, they are also very much immune to what's going on right now. And it's going to be an everyday thing. And, they might be even switching off. I heard somewhere, I think it was on TikTok, that they're actually thinking of switching off, from video because there's so much content out there.
I agree with you on we're going to question if it's real or fake. I think everything we've talked about, we understand obviously on the high level, but the average consumer has no concept what we're talking about. And it's got to start dumbing down even more. We're not there yet because obviously you guys are all about implementation, making things work. But I'm just wondering when we're going to get to that parity point where you just said, Yosef, no code. That's all we want to hear. By the way, this is not AI. Just to let you know, that is not AI, right? Us doing that. I mean, it's just insane what you could do instantly, right? You could do it, but it was not real, guys. My mother-in-law would swear to God it's real. Like the cat that tap dances while rowing a boat. It's not real. I got to tell her that. But as we look at where we're going, I'm just wondering when it's going to become common, meaning everything we're all doing here is we expect it. I'm very impressed by the growth that you've had, Plush, with your business. It's incredible. But it seems to me it's like dark fiber. Do you guys remember the dark fiber days? Does anybody know what that means?
Yes. I have been at the helm of telecom in India. We founded, did splicing, laying, trenching, ducting, all of that. And then I kind of moved into other parts of the business and now in cloud.
Well, you're smart because what dark fiber meant, everybody, means nobody was using it. It meant it was dark. There is no dark fiber anymore because we're using as much fiber as possible. But we knew that.
Fiber.
Yeah,
now
right.
It's all mid fiber.
It's all changed. So just as we're going through this, I just wanted to kind of touch base on this. So guys, let me ask this: since you talked about security, and I really do believe you're right, security is one of the top priorities, and I agree. I'm happy you brought that up. Where's security going to change over time? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is I just spent time with an Israeli group, and all they're telling me is they're very concerned about what the Chinese government's doing. They're just bringing this up. And I go, like what? They go, they're so active in surveillance. How do we create an environment where we can monitor everything that's happening, especially as AI becomes more, I would say, not just pervasive, but you can manipulate it? Who wants to take this one? Nobody. Nobody.
I will take a shot.
You take a shot.
In all these cases, like the industry has evolved, it was industrial revolution, then computerization. In fact, you may be able to recollect Alvin Toffler. He wrote about future 30 years, 40 years back. He talked of a time information superhighway, telephones will be connected to computer, knowledge economy, capital can be put on one job only at one time, knowledge can be put on 1,000 jobs simultaneously. So the growth is exponential. And that is what we are seeing. And AI is the ultimate culmination of all of it known to the mankind so far. Now, at each of these stages, the security will have to be reimagined. Earlier, it was physical security. Then it became cyber security. In the data center world, you have physical and IT security. Now, within IT security, it was data center security, perimeter security, network security, endpoint security, and likewise. At every level, there is security. Now, this used to be on-prem. Now came in the cloud. So the same security to applied on cloud, the version was different. And AI will have more challenges around misuse in terms of governance, ethics, and more which are moral. And those nuances will have to be picked up by the security and blocked at the helm. I will give you two examples here. One is logical. Second will be more emotional or cognitive. First is logical, is that suppose you make a payment of $5 from your phone now, and within 1 minute I receive the same payment request emerging out of your phone which is 100 kilometers away. So the big data, the AI will recognize that this is the fraud and they will block the payment, because there is no way within 5 minutes you can travel that distance and get that payment in parallel from that distance. Now, when it comes to things like you are trying to do morally something wrong, and you are trying to upload somebody's picture which AI has taken into public media and there has been no consent, So that is something, a new type of security which AI will have to incorporate in its new version, and which is very, very futuristic. It will have to have elements of, it's not about logic, but it's about like agents are there doing their job, helping each other, maker checker. So the CISO will also be an agent with some emotional intelligence inbuilt, and that's the future of security in the AI world.
Got it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nice job on tackling it. Who wants to go after the DAO space? Because we were all excited about DAOs back in 2018. Nothing really came out of that. Now we're really aggressively. I mean, you're shaking your head. You get the whole DAO space pretty well, right? Amit, you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. I think again, in my earlier career, we was trying to build a DAO, which is like the social DAO kind of stuff. So the whole idea is about how we can, empower the whole community to build something on chain, and then it's a very, very collective effort from the community. But somehow like 50-50 kind of stuff, like we have tried few stuff, few things works, few doesn't work, and then eventually become like the full-fledged of centralized or the decentralized, the mix of things. Also, the my take is obviously, so the bigger problems that we saw, maybe you guys can also add, the DAO participations is very less when we was building like the whole DAO ecosystems, XDAO, ByDAO kind of stuff as well. So people not able to participate, they are not able to go and back and then voting and etc. With the help of the AI agents, where I can see is there would be a chance to encourage, because now everyone is building like the agents who can eventually gonna be participate in your voting rights on the behalf of you. So that's how we can see, yes, obviously, if we are building a DAO, like maybe like GPU net DAO kind of stuff as well, where all those, the user of a GPU net point of view, they become a DAO members. And whenever GPU net trying to launch something new features, there would be a governance or maybe some sort of a rules and regulations by kinds of stuff. And people can participate, either the human centric as well as the agents that people trying to go and, they can do like agent to agent communications as well. So we have built something on the infra layers of GPU net. So probably our agent can go and participate on the behalf of you.
But are you
so
saying, are we at this time now? Do you think this is now, or are we looking far into the future?
I think this would be a future, but slowly it's moving out. But I'm not seeing anything soon in Web3 as a overall ecosystems, because Web2 has again the bigger market size in a Web2 overall the AI narratives, because Web3 is pretty small. The major use cases that AI is in Web3 is obviously the content and etc. Then on-chain tradings and etc. There are lots of bots coming in a place to go and participate on the behalf of you as well. But eventually in a future, yes, we are excited about these things. And obviously it can also help us with the privacies and the securities and the governance and the whole constitutions kind of stuff. So the meaning of blockchain and the decentralized actually came in a place when we are able to make it.
For many of you guys, it's about selling services, right? And once a DAO becomes something that's more available, that's another service, from education to GPUs. So how far away to where we can see a DAO out of the box, where it's something that's simple? Do you see it, Joseph, coming soon, or what? What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Look, the way I see things is that we are currently digital and AI adopters. We were working in a way, and we got exposed to AI, even though ML has been there for a long time, but it wasn't publicized. Not everybody had their hands on it. Now everybody has their hands on AI. So with our children and generations to come, they'll be AI and digital natives, more natives than we are. So the things that are going to come up when their generations get their hands on keyboards or maybe speak to AI are things that we can't fathom yet.
Of course, but we did talk about DAOs back in 2018. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we did. And DAOs have been there, and people are still doing
easy.
DAOs. They're not easy.
No.
And we've seen massive failures. For instance, Helium Network, like when they did the consensus and switched from Helium, like I was one of the people who took a hit because they switched onto their coin. Not many people are investing anymore in the routers to do the network anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe in some cases DAOs are good, but it depends on the industry, depends on the data they have access to. if you want to put agents on top of them, then what are agents going to do? Take decisions on behalf of users? That's not enough. They have to be actively within the network doing stuff. This is what I see. And that's why I said, with generations to come, the needs that they're going to have and the challenges that they're going to be faced are going to be solved in different ways than we currently face our challenges. So today, yes, maybe in 10, 15 years, we're going to see autonomous agents create their own organizations to solve challenges for people that didn't exist. We didn't have a smartphone. We didn't need to charge it every 2 hours. Now we have smartphones. We need portable battery packs. So that's a challenge that came with the smartphone. So I don't know what's going to come with AI. Right now, the main concern is security, ethics, and yes, the market is moving so fast. Every day you have 10, 15, 20 new tools that are coming out.
Yeah, and I'm concerned as an investor. I invest in tons of different companies, and what I found is, one, guys in your space have a very, very difficult time to dumb down the conversation. And I'm not coming at you in a negative way. Two, the market adoption of what you're doing is not as fast as other things. I mean, I said longevity and we laughed at that, but that thing just took off like wildfire, right? Yeah. AI, as on the consumer side and on the B2B side, took off like that. But if we go really, really hard on what you guys are doing, it's a hard sell, because only a very niche amount, other than you, Plus, because you're server based. I mean, you're doing data centers and doing stuff like that. That's an easy sell. That's liquid gold. But are you guys having a hard time raising money? Are you having a hard time knocking on investors' doors?
In general, it is very hard. Are you talking to me or to
all you guys? All you guys.
In general, it is very hard, just because like we're more advanced than what's there in the market, but companies aren't ready to adopt. Like, people are still talking about, okay, I want a chatbot on my website. Like, when we come and we sit with the telco and we tell them, okay, you have a problem, by monitoring the alerts that are happening within the different telco towers, and we can put agents to monitor those for you and patch them. They're like, what? What are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do with our support team? I'm like, but you have 2,000-3,000 alerts that the support team isn't getting to, and they're getting like deprioritized and thrown out.
Yeah.
Like, people still don't see that there is a possibility to have many agents working. I'm not saying let's eliminate everyone, but I'm saying let's empower people with 2-3 agents. Why should I spend 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week working when I can spend 1 or 2 hours and I have 5-6 agents doing the work for me while I manage and operate them? That's the idea.
I agree.
That's what I believe we're going to get to. But
I get it, but you're right. It's the language. It's the language. Kanji, do you have the same problem?
Yeah, so I've noticed, obviously you've raised or tried to raise, and I think just the sentiment of, I think you nailed it on the head, Ken. It's just like, are we able to convey the vision and how we solve the problem for said product or said service or even said technology? So I feel like, for me, I think it just goes back to basics. Like, can I actually, generate revenue with the product and, get a bunch of clients? And I feel like that's still the way to go, in regards to any business. But especially in Australia, they're very, how do I say it? They're quite risk adverse when it comes to investing. So you come to a point where, you're talking about DAOs and blockchain and all that kind of stuff, and we're not even speaking that language. We're still, like Yusuf said, we're still at the service level. We're still at, creating chatbots, voice agents. We're still at that level. So we're still like, for me personally, with the business, I'm still, working around with a lot of the business owners in that space to get to that next level where they can talk about the next, step in technology. But yeah, I still feel, again, it's just education. It's just like, how do we get there, as a collective?
Yeah, your problem is, what's her name? Perkins. That's your problem. The founder of Canva. No, I'm being serious. And the reason why is that was so simple what Canva was, and investors understood it because it was black and white. It was very, very simple. That's one of Australia's most successful .coms.
Yes.
And I think what happened is it's so simple. Investors want simple. And even though you're the essentials of what's going on, it's hard for them to understand. I don't know. Do you have the same problem in India? Are you feeling the same thing? Amit?
Yeah. So I think, I 100% agree with the Kanji and Yusuf point of view. If you see the whole narrative in the AI divided into two parts, associations with the Web3 plus AI and then in general AI. So there's a narrative of AI first companies and there's a narrative of decentralized AI kind of companies. If you go as a founders, mostly in the decentralized AI, the market size is pretty small. I chatted with a lot of funds who are quite bullish on that sides because you're not able to achieve 100 million ARR, 200 million ARR in the next 5 years because the overall market is pretty less. If you go on the Web2 sites, like pretty AI first mindset, there's no Web2, Web3, something like that. Again, because of these companies, Lovables, XYZ, they have cracked these limitations. So each and every investors or users, they're trying to compete with you on the top, right? Are you able to how much the revenue that you have? And so that is like one of a pretty typical problems for every founders these days. Everyone is talking about cracking numbers of revenue, 50 mil, 100 mil, 60 mil in 1 month, 3 months, or XYZ. So that is like the one of the things that people are struggling with. And then the same questions, the few narrative questions coming from the people is how and why if OpenAI going to be launched same features, right? That is again, OpenAI is the whole infra layer. Eventually they can launch. If you're building anything in AI, OpenAI would be your indirect competitor anyway. Either it's a today, tomorrow, or earlier.
100%.
100%. We can't deny that. But eventually, if trying to build, starting from wrapper, how you as investors can keep enough faith as a founders or the teams and see the whole roadmap, put some money and to help them to scale the whole things. And if you see within the 6 to 1 year kind of stuff, they are also in a same level of 10 million ARR kind of stuff as well. So these all are the narratives that we also chatting with the lots of fund sides, as well as people are bullish on the consumer side too much, honestly, because every bigger fund tier 1 tier 2 is chatting about vertical AI instead of going on the horizontal side, how you can create one AI agents, ask $5, 20,000 users, good MRR, good ARR, and then you're able to crack it. But again, if you go on early stage, they say you are the wrapper, but you need money to build the infra on the top of the wrapper, right?
You do. You need money. So where are we
Yeah.
at? We're going now back to a premise that is either fast early adoption, right? So where an investor goes, oh, I see it, they're adopting, we'll get involved. Or we're going to see somebody say, I can raise money based upon my partnerships and relationships. But as an investor, I want to see adoption or revenue. I mean, that's just the old school way of seeing things. And I think there's so many niche AI tools that are out there right now. I ask the question is OpenAI going to decimate this? Or Google will decimate it by copying it or manipulating it or doing something within the next 6 months. Because if they see it as a tool, they're going to go after and copy. So I don't know how you preserve yourself in this space. And that's what concerns me. Obviously, we're doing this call with a company that looks at GPUs. They could care less, meaning they just want to sell GPUs. We're here trying to preserve our companies. And that is when you have a monster like Google who just looks at what looks good. By the way, Amazon's another monster. I'm not sure if you guys ever order something from Amazon. If it gets ordered a lot on Amazon, they're going to copy it and sell it under their own name. So I'm just curious how you guys protect yourself, one, and two, what investors are you knocking on their doors saying, look at us, we're ripe, we're ready to go? Just curious.
Well, first of all, I don't think OpenAI or Claude or Google will win the race. I think open source will win the race because all the small apps and like everybody is releasing the code publicly, and now you can have your own version of Lovable running on your computer with different LLMs. So and you can see that recently there's been a drop in revenue in all the big multi-million-dollar revenue generators. So how do we protect ourselves? There has to be a community outside of the foundational model community, because they're all fighting each other. So I believe we should collaborate and we should share what we've learned, share learnings, collaborate on tools together, collaborate on maybe partnerships and different markets. Uh, I, right now, it's expensive to run AI, but just as it was expensive to own a computer back in 1990, it's going to be very cheap, and it is going to be part of everything because it does solve a lot of problems and it does make life easier. So there's space.
I don't agree with you. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think there's going to be two winners. Google's going to win, and I'm going to throw one out. You're going to think I'm nuts, and it's going to be Tesla. I think Tesla is going to come in and
Very
just steal the, I'm not saying it as a negative. And as long as you know what's going to happen, you need to prepare for that. And that is either you go after somebody that's scared to death of Tesla and Google and you partner or get them to buy you. But right now, I think that you got monsters, trillion-dollar monsters that are going to do everything.
They've always been there. They've always been there. So
Yeah,
AWS is the biggest.
But wait. Google 5 years ago was a different company.
Yeah.
Google was five years ago was a different company. Today, it has to move forward because its search is dead. We know that. We all know you could do better searches in Perplexity now, right?
Yeah.
And we know that Elon, especially if he wants to hit that $8 trillion mark to get his $1 trillion in his bonus, he's going to have to blow that company up. And AI is a massive component. So I'm just kind of curious on what your game plan is and how you take advantage of this, because to me, it's a roadmap. It makes all the sense in the world. That is, your companies need to partner against their competition because they're scared to death. Does anybody disagree with me? I'd like you to disagree, because my kids think I'm always wrong. So you guys should think I'm wrong too. So tell me.
There's a race between the foundational models, and the race is between, let's say, the American models and the Chinese models. The Chinese are putting everything in open source, everything is free. So if you want to buy the Honda, with all due respect to the Honda, it's there, it gets you from A to B. But if you want the Ferrari or Lamborghini, you're not even using it on OpenAI because you have the $20 subscription. You have to pay $200 to OpenAI or to Google or to Grok in order to use the Lamborghini. So you're getting the Honda that has a sports kit on it, and it's nice, it works, but I'm using models that are free that are doing exactly the same thing. And today, the race is not about just the model, it's about hardware. So am I going to go to NVIDIA, pay $1,000 for a T100? It's more in the tens of thousands of dollars, or am I going to get the Chinese GPU for a quarter of the price that does half the job, so I can buy 3 or 4, bundle them together and get it done. That's why
Joseph, I hear what you just said, but tell me about how you're going to protect your business.
How to-do lists, keep it simple, keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to fight against a $1 trillion industry. Piyush started off with hardware. AWS was there. He didn't die out. He grew. You know what I mean?
Zero marketing.
Zero marketing. Yeah. So
but India wasn't your first market. It really started in the States first, right? Florida is where your headquarters is. You focused initially on the States, and then it moved to India, correct?
Yes. So we started in the States. We started in Florida. We have 13 locations in the North America, then 8 or 9 in Europe, and the balance in Asia Pacific, including India.
Yeah, so you have positive branding. So and by the way, remember, his business could care less about what's going on with competition, because everyone's still going to need data centers. They're all going to need GPUs. They're all going to need what you're selling. So you want fierce competition out there, where all you guys, I mean, Kanji, you're in a very interesting situation. One, first, I love education. To me, education is like razor blades. You're always going to need it. Right. And it's something always going to come out new. And if you do it right, you work with an Accenture or a Deloitte, and you literally help them rewrite their manuals every 2 months, and you have a forever customer. That's the way I look at it. I'm not sure if you ever worked with them. Have you ever worked with Deloitte or
IBM? Yeah, worked with IBM before. Yeah.
Okay, what I'm saying is work with the consultancy companies, because they hire educators like that on a regular basis. It's forever business is what it is. Okay. You're an interesting place on education. I mean, I'm kind of puzzled on where you're going to go, because you're focusing on which market. Is there a certain area of the world you're focusing on? Amit, Are you focusing specifically in India? Where are you focusing?
No, we are global first. India is still not a base because eventually the company is registered in US, and then we are also operating from the Southeast Asia. So the mode for us currently is pretty simple. Execution is the key, right? How soon that we trying to execute, and the in area that we trying to tap is mostly in the martech kind of stuff as well. And as you see, Google is shifting. The whole SEO is shifting into a AEO. The uh, search engine optimizations become pretty less. People, if you go and not following the Google rule, they will ban you across all sort of stuff, because eventually they also have to survive because of the AI wave kind of stuff as well. So for us, whatever data that we have or we are collecting, we started training the small LLM kind of stuff as well to build like the better infra who can give you the better marketing focused or the growth focused outcome. So the basic differentiator currently is, if you go and chat with chat GPT, Manas, DeepSeek, and then the things that we are building, Grobio AI, there would be a 20-30% slightly differentiate outcome that you can get it when you're going to be go and ask, because we are building very strong knowledge base ecosystems. So the idea of the knowledge base is we collecting all your data across your companies or your brand personas and training up backend LLMs just to go and chat about your companies. And that's how we trying to differentiate. And eventually day in day out we also trying to integrate. But yes, again, we still using the same infra that OpenAI, Grok, Gemini, Llama, and all sort of things that exist in the market. So we're not going to be compete on that lens, but slowly we're trying to pivot into our own SLM or LLM kind of stuff as well, where at least we are serving like top 200, 300, the best marketing of the bigger companies in the ecosystems, and become like the $1 million kind of a revenue, or maybe generating good outcome.
I got it. Okay. I appreciate that. Hey guys, before we end, we're going to end in a few minutes. If there's any questions from the audience that are out there, please put it inside the comment section. We're paying attention. Love to ping you on here. Guys, I want to know, where do you get your up-to-date data sources? Meaning, how do you educate yourself? Podcasts, different blogs, if you're Substacks that you're looking at. I love to get your insight, because someone that's listening right now would love to know where you're always in the know. For example, I love the Always On podcast. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the way they see things, because they're heavy duty investors. They're paying attention to where that is. So for me, it would be Always On. And I personally like, there's a bunch of AI Substacks. I'm finding some of the best stuff on Substack lately, and I find new stuff on Substack. So I'm just constantly looking at Substack. So I'm just kind of curious, what are you guys using? Plush, what are you using to educate yourself? Is there a podcast you're going after? Is there a YouTube channel you like? Each one of you, give us your insight.
Yeah.
Plush?
So I think, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So my resources that obviously the podcast, I really like it, but I also follow YC resources, which is a Y Combinators. They have like the startup AI startup school, where the lots of researchers is gonna be coming. There are few accounts which is quite active on Twitter as well. If you literally want to understand more on the investor's point of view, Binod Khosla is like the great, especially on the Twitter, chatting more about, and eventually he is one of the successful investors on the AI era, I would say, and everyone is saying, right? And then obviously the Twitter is the best platforms, and then just understanding and chatting with head of some of the bigger companies who is leading the whole AI. So in India, there's a bigger company called Naukri.coms or like InfoEdge. They have like a couple of hundred of millions revenue. So we're chatting with the head of AI engineer, just understanding how you guys evolving and etc. So these are the collective resources from different market that we are getting.
Got it. Okay. So you do like Always On. That's what I mean. All In podcast. By the way, guys, All In is about poker. I'm not sure if you know that. That means they're all in playing poker. Like, let's just raise the stakes. That's what it is. It's really just a cool concept. All right, Plush, what do you like to use to educate yourself?
No one source, but I'm always on LinkedIn, on YouTube. I keep surfing stuff. Then I've subscribed to a few journals like INC 42 and others. So I keep getting regular feed on startups, updates, who's doing what, and this kind of stuff. And I have subscribed to many channels or subscriptions across telecom, data center, and cloud. So at some point, when you find a convergence, that means this is real and investor.
Okay.
And now as the world is evolving, in a way, we are coming back to basic one more time, as somebody pointed out. Like it was infra was passe, it was boring, and app was sexy. That was the day. And today, infra is becoming hot. One more time, telecom is getting reimagined. I don't know how many of you can relate, and so is capacity.
Wait. Telecom is getting reimagined, or telecom is trying to survive? Because telecom really, come on, that's a whole other panel in itself. I mean, if anything,
I'll tell you, it is getting at the back of AI. There are specialized telecom platforms. This is not AI or GPU, but since you raised the point, I will respond. And good for audience, good for all of us. See, what is happening is when telecom was created, it was created for voice telephony. Then came in data. So the extra capacity of voice was used to transmit data. Telecom was created for connecting buildings for consumer use. Then came in SAP and ERP like applications. Today, with the advent of cloud, those capacities or those plannings are irrelevant for most part of the game. And new platforms are coming which are using non-telecom fiber. When I say non-telecom fiber, fiber along railway lines, fiber along power grid lines, and connecting only data centers and integrating into the subsea cable system. And now there are these platforms which are inter-data center single hop connectivity platforms, and big VC money is flowing into that space.
I hear what you're saying, but that's not a telecom then. You're now piecemealing something that's a new entity. It's like a new Frankenstein.
Yeah,
it is.
So similarly, that is one that this new piece is coming, which is very, very hot. And that's where a lot of investment, even the hardware innovation is getting driven by that. Since it is AI and you need unlimited bandwidth, the fiber, the hardware, the cooling is not a part of telecom.
Okay.
It's all getting reimagined, recreated one more time, meaning we can have a longer discussion maybe off the line so that I can tell you.
Wait, weren't you supposed to go somewhere? You're not even supposed to be here.
I went out and that meeting got over, so I came back again.
How did you do that? Did you at least close the deal? Did you make some money?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's a damn good meeting. Joseph, what do you like to use to get your knowledge? What do you, podcasts, magazines, Substacks? What do you got?
I do a lot of reading, mainly on Reddit and Discord. There are a lot of nice communities that share.
You're the oldest person on Reddit.
I'm the oldest person on Reddit. But it is fun. It is fun. My wife actually joined, and she's a couple of months older than me. So
okay, you got it. So you like Reddit channels and Discord.
Yeah, Discord communities. I follow the big foundational models like Claude, OpenAI, and they're usually very active, and they release what they're doing, their press releases, their new finds. There's a community called Learn AI Together. So that also is very active. People talk a lot, they share a lot, and Reddit. You have to sift through the chaos, I guess, in order
craziness.
to find,
Yeah, I agree. All right, Kanji, you got the last one. What are you watching, reading? What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm on X a lot, just getting updated with the latest tools, and it's kind of with the algorithms. It's like once you find someone, then you find the next person. So X is a good place. Facebook as well. There's a lot of people talking about technology.
Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, Facebook.
Does your grandmother give you
No. So there are a lot of people leveraging Facebook to talk about AI and the latest trends and that kind of thing. So once you jump on there, you just start again. The algorithms will consume you as well. And so I love Rundown. I don't know if you've subscribed to Rundown. So that's on Beehive. Yeah. So they actually have a really good newsletter that they send out on a weekly basis. And TechCrunch. I think I get most of my news from TechCrunch.
Yeah.
So.
TechCrunch. Hey guys, I really appreciate you making time today. I know it's late for a few of you being in Australia, but thank you so much. We took a topic that even someone that could not sleep, just had huge sleeping issues would have fallen asleep normally on this topic, but we kept everyone awake. So you guys did a great job. I can't wait to do the karaoke a year from now. We'll do Summer of '69. That's going really good. And Kryptonite. Titanium. That's right. But guys, thanks a lot. And if they want to get a hold of you, if you can, I'm assuming Is there a way for these people to get a hold of you guys? Is there something on the website? Do you guys know? Is there links? You have no idea.
Yeah.
There are a lot of links on socials.
Okay, good. Good. Guys, reach out to our incredible panel. And thank you so much. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Guys,
Bye,
bye-bye.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
No idea what happens now. We just
We
kind of
should-
sit here. There we go.
I think we should turn the live off.
Maybe maybe Kanji just wants to sit there and just kind of just show his handsome face to the whole world.
Maybe.
Just go ahead.
Another AI meme going.
By the way, I lived in Lebanon for a while. I actually trained the Lebanese national basketball team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and do it myself. I'm gonna go back and train the team. I want them to win. I want them to win FIBA. That's
So you're
another
a
story.
basketball trainer.
I am not a basketball trainer. I'm a mind. Well, guys, I'm old. Remember, I've done all kinds of stuff. But no, I know I was bringing Dave Asprey, who's from Bulletproof, and Eric Edmeades and Jim Quick, all these mindset guys to change the mindset of the Lebanese national team, because it's not about their talent. They're super talented. They just always thought they were like sixth place in their head. They didn't know how to get out of sixth place in their head. So the goal is, how do you take a team that should be in first place and make them think first place? So we started doing it, but the government got in the way. It was crazy what happened. Lebanon is the craziest country, guys. It's like a woman that is on menopause and hates you and loves you at the same time. That's what it is. That's what Lebanon is. It's beautiful and crazy at the same time. But that's it. That's my analogy, and we just probably lost every woman that was watching this. Sorry about that, but I doubt any woman was watching this, right? All right. Thank you, everyone.
Yep.
Hang out.
Thank you.
Thank
It was a
you. Bye.
pleasure. Bye, guys.